Vijender Singh Naniya is Captain of Armament Production and Indigenisation at Integrated Headquarters, Ministry of Defence, Navy and New Delhi.
So thank you very much to Commodore sir for giving such a elaborate and a clear indigenization aspects of Indian Navy, sir. Actually, you have made my work quite easy. Since we belong to the same service, my presentation is going to be more or less a revision for you guys, but revision is good in most of the scenarios. However, my presentation would have a tint of armament aspects, because since I belong to a vertical specialization, it's okay. I belong to a vertical specialization of armament cadre in Indian Navy. If you don't know your weapon, it actually belongs to your enemy. And no country has become great by fighting the weapons with the armament which are produced by some other country. So it was rightly said by the late General Bipin Rawat, I quote, "We will fight and win our next war through indigenous weapons, systems and equipment." Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. With this aim, I, Captain Vijender Singh Naniya from Integrated Headquarters, Ministry of Defence, in next 10 minutes or so, would be presenting you with the Indian Navy indigenization plan from the perspective of the armament. Further, I would bring the scopes and the routes with which Indian industry can approach us. The scope of the presentation is as flashed on the screen. At the outset, we must appreciate why we need indigenization. If we see the fact sheet, India is one of the biggest importers in the world. 2.3% of our GDP goes in defense budget, and its major chunk goes in procurement of the weapon system. When we equate it in terms of self-reliance index, our condition is abysmal. One can say we are actually bleeding foreign exchange. Since we now appreciate why we need indigenization, coupled with our current geopolitical situation, India strives to achieve its rightful strategic autonomy. Government of India has planted the seeds for commercially viable and technical robust industrial ecosystem with an overarching motto of Atmanirbhar Bharat. The policies have been liberalized by the government, and the reforms have been set in to achieve a $5 billion export and 22 billion turnover in defense sector, which is a huge window of opportunity for Indian defense industries. And in this huge window of opportunities, Indian Navy has certainly a role to play. As sir has already covered, the machinery, equipment and the weapon system on board iron ships are divided into float, move and fight category from the functional point of view, wherein the fight category, the main focus of my interaction, encompasses all the weapons and the systems. This category contributes directly to the combat capability of iron platforms. Store under these functional categories have been indigenized to an extent of 90, 60 and 50%, as sir brought out clearly. It is quite evident from the data that much of the self-reliance has been achieved in float and move category. There is a lot of scope in fight category, and I'll be covering that fight category. And I belong to that armament cadre which deals with that fight category. This is the area of opportunity where Indian Navy seeks greater involvement of Indian industries, especially MSMEs. Now, when it comes to fight category, the question arises whom to approach for participation in Indian Navy's indigenization program. Gentlemen, for fight category, Directorate of Armament Production and Indigenization at Integrated Headquarters under the aegis of DGNAI is the nodal directorate for indigenization. DAPI is the authority shielding hold particulars for naval armament stores, which gives us a greater flexibility for design improvement, manufacture, and concurrently undertaking indigenization activities for naval armament stores. Similarly, Directorate of Indigenization and Directorate of Air Projects and Plan are two nodal directorates involved in indigenization of equipment and aviation systems. In order to understand indigenization shortfall in fight category, one must understand military store in general and armament store in particular are complex, exhaustive, and multidisciplinary. A seemingly simple store such as gun ammunition consists of various components. Those are manufactured with precision and are subjected to various stage inspection to ensure final quality. Further, it involves expertise of various disciplines to integrate it as a weapon and achieve the desired effect onto our targets and even individual innovators. The grants are provided for the development of good potential technologies which can be adopted into defense services and aerospace. Further, the detail of the schemes can be accessed by the delegates from the GOI website flashed on the screen. Industry can also participate in Indian Navy's indigenization program through DRDO as development cum production partner. Further, the Technology Development Fund scheme of DRDO extends financial support and expertise to develop futuristic technologies within a time frame of 2 years. The scheme enlists requirement of the services as a project for which eligible industry can apply through TDF website flashed on the screen. Industry can also approach directly to IHQ MOD Navy DAPI, wherein we as a directorate undertake development projects through revenue route in accordance to Chapter 15 of Defense Procurement Manual 09. The suo motu proposal are also accepted by the services if the technology is already resident with the industry that can put to defense use. Directorate of Indigenization is the nodal directorate in such cases. They are going to direct the requirements to the concerned directorates. To summarize, I would say that Indian industry is having a large scope of participation in defense sector. With resident skilled infrastructure and Government of India's initiative in place, the defense manufacturing can be stepped up to achieve our national goals. Indian industries are welcome to participate in Indian Navy's indigenization program through various routes. A collaborative approach between Indian Navy and industries as equal partner can yield optimum result. Shano Varun, Jai Hind. Any questions, ma'am? One of the audience asked the question in the starting that how to bear the development cost. When it comes to fight category, there is a provision wherein the development cost can be borne by the directorate, and even the milestone-based payment. This is the latest provision which we have evaluated in the basically in the revenue route procurement, wherein we have started giving the milestone-based payment to the industries, because that finance is the one major aspect which is holding back the industries for participating into our indigenization program. And we have realized that, and that is the reason we have come up with the solution of making milestone-based payment in the fight category. Any other questions? Thank you, ma'am.
I request Mr. Krishnan, one of the partners in the Swatantra Foundation, to do the honors. Thank you, sir. Thank you for a nice lecture. Thank you.